Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's winter and I know it has taken me some time to give you all a follow-up on my initial video about the Briana Monique situation, but I'm going to be quite honest, it just wasn't top of my priority list. But today we are going to discuss the non-apology that she posted to her community page on YouTube and not on her channel. So just to make it clear, Briana put out what she feels is an apology on the community tab and did not publicly apologize via her channel or any other means of social media. And before we actually go through what she believes is an apology part by part, I want to make it clear that, one, you should watch my previous video about this, and two, by not apologizing using her platform for true, so by not apologizing by using her videos, like posting an actual apology in a video and putting it in her community tab where she knows fewer people would see it, one, she is relying on people like, yes, myself and others to essentially report on it to get the word out that she has posted what she feels is an apology. And she's not doing the work. She's not doing the work. She's not doing the work. This is why I titled my initial video, She's Not You. And this is why in my initial video, I was calling on Black women to stop placing themselves onto women who are not us. Briana Monique is not my representative, and she's not the representative for the primary audience that's viewing her videos. It's clear just from her comment section that most of the people who are watching her videos don't look like her. They do identify with being Black and Blackness, but they don't look like her. So let's go through this. Let's go through what she posted. It begins, "Hey loves, I'm coming on here to sincerely apologize to any and all beautiful Black African-American woman with any hair texture that I offended by my comment on my latest vlog." Okay, let's just rise. We're one sentence in and I'm already. Okay, so after the first sentence, first of all, this is disingenuous. By saying that you're apologizing to any Black African-American woman with any hair texture you're not taking this seriously. First of all, you know the exact Black woman you were speaking about, and you know the exact hair texture you were speaking about. So why you would sit there and say you're going to apologize to any Black woman with any hair texture that you might have offended? Very disingenuous, and just a really interesting way to say it. Moving on. In no way did I mean to make it seem like my hair is better than anyone else's. Now, if you listen to my previous video, I said, listen, Briana could be proud of her hair. Briana could be thankful for her hair. Briana could love her hair. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Briana feeling like her hair is a blessing. I, too, feel like my hair is a blessing and my texture is nothing like Briana's hair. What we're missing here in this sentence is that although that might not have been your intent, yes, the words, the verbiage used was incorrect. And also you said that you were thankful for your hair because it wasn't like nappy hair. So, okay. Excuse me, y'all. I just had to get that out of there. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this. I'm just like, what's going on? I most definitely used the wrong words, and that was my mistake. Okay. I am not anti-black or colorist. Okay, let me address this statement right here. Black people, and Briana identifies as being a black woman, which she is allowed to do. I know black people sometimes it makes it uncomfortable when people who are biracial. She's a biracial girl. She's a biracial girl. Okay, anyway, I know that sometimes for us it does make us a little uncomfortable when people who don't get read by this world as black due to phenotype want to identify as black people, but Briana's mother is black, and also Briana identifies as a black woman, and who am I to tell her she cannot identify as a black woman? But I say all this to say that black people can be anti-black and colorist, and they could be anti-black and colorist and not even notice it. And are you ready for this one? Get ready. Most black people living in America, yes, I said it. Most black people living in America actually are anti-black and colorist and don't realize it. Ooh. Yes, I said it. I shocked the world. I'm shaking the table. Yes, most black people in America are anti-black and colorist, and that's due to indoctrination and programming. It's not by choice. For some, it is by choice. They are well aware of their anti-blackness and colorism and proud of it. But I would say for most, like I said, they don't realize that they're anti-black and colorist because that has to do with their indoctrination and their programming. Black people in America are not taught to embrace and love themselves. And the darker your skin and the kinkier your hair, the more you are conditioned to not love the body that you are in, right? And what happens with that is, yes, you do start to have these anti-black ideologies and colorist beliefs ingrained in you. They start to become what you truly believe. They start to become what you put out into the world. And they're so deep in your subconscious programming, you don't even realize when you're perpetuating that very same thing. In the same way that Briana's mother did not realize she was literally teaching her daughter how to spew anti-black and colorist rhetoric due to her own frustrations with her hair, but also just due to her own programming and indoctrination. That's why I was calling for a little more self-awareness and self-reflectiveness in my previous video, because I'm going to be honest and put it out here. This is not all Briana's fault. And this is not me putting like an excuse on it or giving her a pass. What Briana said is wrong. And what Briana says has to do with anti-blackness and colorism. Briana's very way of thinking about her hair and Briana's mother's very way of thinking about her hair stem from anti-black beliefs and rhetoric. They do. That does not mean that they are anti-black people. What it means is they have internalized anti-black thoughts and belief systems. Okay? That's a different thing. Most of us have internalized anti-black thought and rhetoric. It's what happens when you're black in America. It's what happens when, for over 500 years, you are told every day that the body that you were in, that the hair that you have, that the clothes that you wear are bad, are ugly, are derogatory term upon derogatory term upon derogatory term. That's what happens. That's how we get here. That's how we get Briana feeling comfortable saying what she's saying. That's how we get Briana's mother calling her hair nappy. Okay? So that's me addressing Briana saying she's not anti-black colorist. I'm not calling Briana anti-black or colorist. I never would. But I am calling what she said anti-black. And I think that might be where she took some of the critique incorrectly. Now, I also can't really tell you if she did take it incorrectly because she did disable the comments and I didn't see the comments before they were disabled, some people very well could have been calling her anti-Black and not her statements. And I want to make it clear, I'm calling her statement anti-Black. I'm not calling Briana anti-Black. It's possible for you to be a Black person and say something anti-Black, but not be anti-Black in complete theory. You know, like, I don't believe that her entire thought process and foundational beliefs are anti-Black. I think that she said something that was rooted in anti-Blackness, and I think that this is a lesson to all of us, not only Briana. She goes on to say, I most definitely used the wrong words, and that was my mistake. I am not anti-Black or colorist. If you all didn't know, I was raised in a Black household. My mother is Black, and my stepdad who raised me is Black. Okay. My biological father is white, but was never raised by that side of my family, and I still have never had any relationship with that side of me. Fair. Me and my mom talk every day and have normal conversations, and my mom used the words naps when it comes to her hair. Okay. Going back to my point about self-reflectiveness, Black women, and accountability, Black women. If we want people to stop referring to our hair as nappy, we have to stop referring to our hair as nappy first. Nappy has always been a derogatory term. We did not create that term. It has always been used violently when discussing our hair. And we have now upsettingly embraced the term naps. And we use it so flippantly. We use it all the time. We throw the word naps around like it's nothing. It is something. It's so much of something that someone like Briana Monique goes and calls her hair a blessing because it's not nappy, and everyone's up in arms about it. Why are you up in arms? You call your hair nappy? What's the problem? Exactly. Then y'all get mad because she said it, not you. How about this? How about you stop calling your hair nappy too? And how about you lead by example and start telling people and showing people, hey, look, the kinkier my hair is, the kinkier it is. But we're not calling it nappy. That's not what we're doing. Because nappy implies something that nobody wants put on them. So you stop calling it nappy first. That's holding yourself accountable. We gotta call a spade a spade. Like, you gotta hold yourself accountable. I don't know if I ever referred to my hair as nappy. I cannot recall a time when I did, but I can tell you now, I don't call my hair nappy. Because it's not. You know, like, because my hair is not nappy. My hair does not come with what the word nappy does. My hair is not nappy. There's nothing nappy about me. I'm not putting that on myself because I'm not going to allow people to think it's okay to call my hair nappy. It's not okay. I don't even call my hair nappy, so neither will you. Briana goes on to say, my dad growing up would make little jokes about my hair being a mess and calling me a nappy hair little girl, but it's all jokes and no one took it personal. See, here's our problem. Here's our issue, Black people. Oh, here's our issue. Everything is a damn joke. And that's okay because humor is a coping mechanism. And if we weren't so funny as a people, I think we would have imploded or self-destructed, right? I mean, beyond what we already... that's another video. Anyway, the point is everything's a joke. And I get that. But, see now, Briana's Black stepfather joking that her hair was nappy. And, you know, she doesn't really give you context. We have seen the texture of Briana's hair, so... You know, he probably was referring to her hair as nappy when it was undone or in an unkept state of being. And that's about it. But as a child, right, that gets imprinted on you. So now you feel like anytime your hair is not done, or anytime maybe in her case, I don't know, she doesn't provide the context, but I'm using context clues from what I've learned through her content. You know, perhaps when her hair wasn't done or when her hair wasn't straight, or when her curls weren't falling a certain way, she took that as, oh, this is like nappy. Nappy means undone. Nappy means unkept. Nappy means your hair doesn't look good. That is a problem. And now here's the thing. When Briana's a child and is being told that, that's not her fault. That's now on the onus of her Black stepfather. It's his responsibility to not reinforce anti-black rhetoric to his biracial stepchild. But he did it anyway. Because he too has internalized anti-black rhetoric. Do you understand? Okay. So she goes on to say, everyone makes mistakes. And if you truly know me, you know that the comment I said didn't come from a bad, negative place. That's fine and dandy. I also don't believe that she said it with malice, although she did preface it by saying, don't take it the wrong way, which shows a clear understanding that what she was about to say next, which was she's thankful that her hair isn't nappy, would touch a nerve and probably wasn't the right thing to say. And she probably shouldn't use the word naps, right? So it also shows a clear understanding that the word nappy is going to be taken derogatory. It's going to be taken as a derogatory term. It's going to be taken with offense. But she still said it, nonetheless. So she goes on to say, I use the wrong words, and sometimes people just have to be educated to not make certain mistakes anymore. That's true. I feel comfortable saying what I said based on conversations me and my mom had behind the camera. And my mom loves her hair, never says she didn't, and I never said she had bad or ugly hair. Okay. Stop right there. Before Briana goes on to talk about nappy hair and naps and her mother's having nappy hair, she does say don't take it the wrong way. So that does mean that Briana understands how the word naps and nappy is often taken within the Black community. Cool. Great. Briana now also is admitting to the fact that her household was one that reinforced the idea of nappy hair. And that hair can be nappy, and that hair is nappy, and that hair, similar to her mother and perhaps her father's, is on the nappy side. So kinkier than her hair. Okay. Once again, accountability, Black folks. Sometimes we got to hold ourselves accountable for things. And trust me, I understand the politics there with Briana being mixed race, being Black and white in specific, and also having the hair pattern and hair texture that she does, because all mixed race people read Black and white, also don't have the hair texture she has. I know plenty of people who are Black and white who have hair kinkier than mine, because that's just genetics. But Briana was raised in a Black household with darker skinned Black parents who were reinforcing really dangerous and anti-Black thoughts in her mind. And it took for her saying it on such a public stage for her to even realize there's something wrong with that. Briana's not the only Briana. There's plenty of Brianas, and they're not all Black and white. Most of them are just Black, regular old Black girls, right? So we got to think about that a little bit more. She goes on to say, my statement was based off of conversations me and my mom had, and she would always tell me, be thankful your hair is more manageable and not to ever complain about my hair because other people have daily struggles with their hair. Okay, that you could have just said you're thankful that you have a manageable hair texture. That's what you said, nappy. Never did I not cherish my hair. It's just something my mom would always instill in me because of her hair journey. This was definitely a lesson learned for me. I promise I'm not a mean girl. Think I'm better. Like I said, if you knew me in real life, I am nothing but nice, genuine, and always willing to help others. I just use poor word choices. I never meant to make people feel like their hair isn't beautiful or that they aren't blessed to have their hair texture. I stand behind all Black women because I am a Black woman myself, and a proud one at that. We are all beautiful in our own ways, and I truly am sorry for those I made feel like their hair isn't beautiful. This was definitely a lesson learned for me. I've always supported Black businesses and will continue to. I don't know what that has to do with anything. And I will continue to apologize to anyone else that was offended by my comments. Okay. Moving on. And for those that said I turned off my comments to run away from what I said, that wasn't the case. People have now started bullying me and saying things that doesn't even relate to what I said, and I don't want to keep reading the negativity. Thank you to all those that have educated me on what I should have said and more. Also, thank you to the ones who gave me products to share with my mom to help her with her hair also. I planned on making a video of me apologizing, but I'm dealing with an eye infection right now. Look crazy to be on camera and didn't want to wait too long and you guys think I don't care. Again, I sincerely apologize to anyone I offended. I'll be sure to educate myself more on certain topics so this doesn't happen again. Thank you all to those who still support me. XO Briana Monique. Okay, so she has a reason as to why she hasn't made the video. Okay, it's been like a month now. But once again, that's not my business. It's not my business, not my business. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Simply Nail Logical, but I love sis. And sis also was dealing with something similar. Well, I can't say similar, but was dealing with something when it came to her eyes. And so it prolonged some of her uploads. The last video Briana has uploaded was 3 weeks ago. So maybe we will get her apology video before Thanksgiving. I don't know. So yeah, that's her apology. That is what she feels is an apology. Yeah, this apology doesn't take any responsibility for anything said. And I think that was people's main takeaway. People felt that it was more so Briana defending herself and her character, which is fine. She has every right to do that. People probably did question her character. Again, I can't say for sure. I never saw the comments under the video. The comments were disabled before I was even aware of like what was going on. So there's that. But if people were attacking her character, she's absolutely allowed to defend her character. We all would, no matter the situation. And that's cool. But I mean, I just read to y'all the whole thing, and y'all can go to her community tab and read it. There's not really a single point there where she truly says, I apologize for using derogatory language towards those who have kinkier hair textures than mine. Because I understand that in the Black community, when you have a kinkier hair texture, you often face more discrimination than those of us, regardless of skin color, do. Because here's the thing about hair texture, featurism, and colorism. Although they all go hand in hand and like are basically the three musketeers, even if you are of a darker complexion but have a looser curl pattern, the discrimination you face is different than, say, you're also same tone, darker skinned friend with kinkier hair. You can have two people, the same skin tone, but on the darker side. So to give y'all a reference, let's say Ducky. Okay, so we're talking about you got two women, same skin color as Ducky, right? They are the exact same skin color, same features, the damn near twins, basically, right? Maybe one's a little bit taller and has bigger eyes. I don't know. I'm getting off topic. Point is, they look pretty much the same in terms of their feature and skin color. Only difference is their hair texture. One of them has a hair texture that you could liken to Briana's hair texture, naturally. The other one has, naturally, a kinkier hair texture. The one who has the lighter hair texture, the looser hair texture, is gonna receive better treatment. Although they got the same skin color, right? They got almost the same features, right? That is how this whole thing works. That's how featurism, texturism, and colorism works. And in what Briana felt was an apology, she doesn't show to have an understanding of that. She's not demonstrating that she understands that she is benefiting not only from her hair textures, but from her features and from her skin tone. And so by saying something as, because I want to use the right language here, saying something as harmful as nappy, with a platform that she has to such a wide audience of young, Black, and often darker skinned, impressionable girls is dangerous. It's upsetting. It's harmful. It's hurtful. And what she's written that she feels is an apology, it does not show any understanding for that. It's basically, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. It's one of those apologies like, oh, I'm sorry what I said made you feel that way. That's not an apology. An apology is, I'm sorry that I said what I said. And I apologize for saying what I said because I understand that by saying it, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, that's an apology. And that's not what was written here. So I think that moving forward, Black women, regardless of your hair texture, your skin texture, regardless of your hair texture, your skin color, or your features, we all just have to be a little more careful about who we are imprinting ourselves on, who we are making our representatives, who we are allowing to stand on a pedestal in our lives. I love a good vlog, right? I love a good YouTube channel. I love this content. YouTube, they're saying now is pretty much the new TV. You know what I'm saying? It's never a better time to become a YouTuber. Whatever, vlogging is on the up and up. Cool. But at some point we do have to draw the line. And even for the darker skinned, kinkier textured hair Black women who were who were fervently boom, 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 defending Briana, who were very much like, I don't see what she said wrong. I have nappy hair, bop-a-dop-a-dop-a-dop-a-doo. I looked through the comments and I saw those women and that was cool. But some of those women take issue with things Briana says when it comes to features, about how people look, right? So it's like, y'all, if we gonna be choosy like that, we will continue to have people feel comfortable to say whatever they want to say about us, right? And even though Briana identifies as a Black woman, she has the ability to leave that space if she ever wanted to, because she doesn't read as Black. And as much as people try to argue that Blackness doesn't have to do with phenotype, it does. It absolutely does have damn near everything to do with phenotype. If you are not read as Black in this world, meaning if someone looks at you and doesn't read you as Black, then you are not Black in this world. And I want you to listen to me say that again very carefully. If someone looks at you and they don't read you as Black, then you are not Black in this world. I'm not saying you cannot identify as a Black person. You absolutely can. But people, I think, want to be very obtuse when it comes to their privileges and what they benefit from. Do I want to say this right now? Yeah, I do. I would even argue that those who are mixed race read Black and white, right? In America, at least, sit in this very tense intersection of Blackness, because you can read as very Black in phenotype, or you could not read as Black at all in phenotype, right? So your self-identification is really what gives you, it's really what gives you an understanding of your personhood, right? Never in my life have I had to explain that I'm black to somebody. My blackness has never been questioned. Now, I could say that mostly has to do with my skin tone because I am darker skinned. I could also argue that has to do with my phenotypes. But at the end of the day, my blackness never comes into question. Whereas for someone like Briana, her blackness could come into question with complete strangers because they could look at her and go, well, I don't know. She could be black. She could be light skinned. She could be Hispanic. She could just have a tan. I don't know. So there's a lot to unpack there. And this is not the video where I'm about to do it, but I'm just saying all this to say that I know we really want to put all the blame on Briana, and people kind of want to crucify her and make her like this really bad person. And I get that, I do, but I think that's far too easy of a route to go because this issue began when Briana was a child, not when Briana was an adult. You get what I'm saying? It'd be different if people never used the language of naps and nappy hair around her and she didn't grow up hearing that, and it was just like a whole different kind of upbringing. And then later on in life, Briana just chooses to use that language. That's different. But Briana herself is admitting to the fact that, hey, since I was a kid, this is the language that was used. So I've always believed this language was okay. She kind of skirts around possibly understanding that even though that language was used in the household, it still wasn't okay. But she doesn't outright say, although this language was used in my household, it still wasn't okay. Nevertheless, do you feel that was an apology? If you do, let me know why. If you did not feel that was an apology, also let me know why. I really look forward to reading your all comments. And we gotta hold ourselves accountable, Black folks. Like, everything can't be blame, blame the mixed people, blame the white people. No, because Briana didn't learn this behavior from her white father and his family. She learned this behavior from her black mother and her black stepfather, who, yes, ultimately learned this behavior from their own black families, who learned this behavior from their black families, so on and so forth, until we go all the way back to, enslavement. And we talk about how these things get ingrained in our minds and how, yes, it is literally our responsibility to do the work in unlearning that. I don't doubt that Briana and her mother have had to have a very interesting, I wouldn't say difficult, I don't know if it was difficult, but I'm sure they have had a very interesting conversation since the video and since some of the fallout, so to speak, and backlash. But hey, we're all human beings. And we're all learning and we're all just trying to figure some stuff out. Again, I am there with Briana in the sense of, the language used wasn't great. Definitely was not great. We could have used some better verbiage there. And I do think that eventually, I don't know, y'all, I hope, eventually we will stop seeing language like this used so, casually. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not cool. It is not cool at all that people just keep using this language. Jeez Louise. And then it's just y'all use it like it's nothing. Oh, gosh, man. I don't know. And then, there's been also an interesting counter argument. Basically, that's why y'all so mad if y'all call y'all hair nappy, your dad going cells. I'll tell you this. I'm mad that any of us are out here calling our hair nappy. I'm mad that anti-blackness has got us in such a chokehold that we even call our hair nappy. I don't like the fact that any black woman calls her hair nappy or is even comfortable doing that. I don't think any of us should be comfortable calling our hair nappy. I think that's a huge freaking issue, and I want us to all grow out of it, because that's dangerous rhetoric, and it is anti-Black rhetoric. Like I said in my first video, and like I'm going to say again here to make it very clear, what Briana said is rooted in anti-Black belief and rhetoric. It doesn't make her anti-Black, but what she said was anti-Black. And those are two different things. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Sorry it took me so long to finally respond to what she posted on her community tab, but it is what it is. And I'm so tired. Okay, anyway. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being here. This has been a doozy. All right, we'll talk to y'all.